I'm out here. You know how I do, dude.
When Elliot Spitzer was in the governor's
Get a close
mansion,
look at that.
he would walk
it's
around
like
the
this.
mansion and look at the portraits.
Oh no, it's got a
and
glare,
wonder
dog.
what
There it
the
is.
former
Oh,
governors
right
would
there.
want to say to him.
And this one.
He definitely was looking for spiritual endorsement. There was so much acrimony.
Lonnie Dangerous ambitions as a writer.
It was rocking.
Bang.
You ready for the grand finale?
Oh, I never do promos like anymore. It's not. I don't never. But go out and get my latest album, The Sex Tape. Sex Tape. You know what I mean? One, because why people ask why the sex tape. One that it has like so many meanings. One that I was hoping that I would be starting getting to that level where there was a time when that was a thing, you know what I mean? Like everyone has their sex tapes. Ray J had a sex tape, Kim had a sex tape. So, you know, when you start getting, I started moving up the ladder, like, and now I have a sex tape, you know what I mean? Two, it was because, you know how they have, I'm watching some TV, but you know how, I could just, you know what I mean? Chill out. Two is, you know how they have mixtapes? And then back where I'm from, in Chester, when they had mixtapes, they would have mixtapes, right? But then they would also have DJs who were like designer, notorious DJs that would put out their own mixtapes. And I guess that's, you know what I mean? So not like, and I know now it's like hosting a mixtape, but before, like, he would be doing the mixing and blending and making a whole mixtape, like where it's nonstop. Like he would put on new songs you never heard, like bring back old songs. They would have theme ones, and they would have all these different mixtapes, and all the DJs would have them. Well, I cannot remember who had it, but there was one that had the fuck tape, and it was the fuck tape, and like it was the opposite of like a mixtape. A mixtape has all these hip hop songs on it, but the fuck tape was a tape that had like all like R&B songs, stuff that you would like have sex to, you know what I mean? But it was called the fuck tape, and then you would just get the fuck tape. You had the mixtape, and then there's the fuck tape. Well, I was thinking about sometimes. Me personally, most of my life have hung out with women, and that is just something not only did I just do, but my dad would like foster that too. He always, like when I was little, I hung around, when I hang around dudes, I had my crew too, but my dad would like sometimes be like, when I was young, man, I just hung out with girls, man. I didn't even hang out with dudes. Because dudes would get you in trouble. And that thing like stayed in the back of my head, because a lot of times when I would be in trouble, I would be hanging out with the fellas. But if you're hanging out with some ladies, it's always like chill. It's not too much drama. It's going to be dramas between them. So I hang out with ladies a lot and enjoy their company, period. And whether we're in a relationship or not a relationship, we can have a platonic relationship and just hang out. So when I'm hanging out with ladies, you know what I mean? Like, if you're in it, if you're interested in the woman or not, I wanted to make something that you could play around women and it still be kind of hardcore. It's like before, the fuck tape, like, you know, and then the foreplay, hanging out. So it's like it's music that you can chill with the lady with and kick it, but it's smooth, and then it has like a little rough in it. It's just like a little, you know what I mean? It's in the middle of the two, you know what I mean? So I wanted to my goal was to have a smooth EP and then a rough EP. So the sex tape was my version of a smooth EP, and I wanted to do songs in the vein of like, you hanging out with some girls, you put that on, you can just let it play, and like The girls like it, you like it. There's hard, there's soft, there's everything in there. It's just chill, you know what I mean? Chill music, mood music. But even if you want to make a sex tape, you play it right now, I guarantee that it's better for you. You have a sex tape and you put that in the background and get your stroke on, like, the beats be rocking, like, it's for that first. But if you just want to kick it with girls, you know what I mean? Parlay, do what you do. This is that album. That's why it's called the sex tape. Also, lastly, when I was coming up with the concept, I do research, right? So I would go to Spotify and I created a playlist of songs that inspired me to come up with stay on this vein of music, this whole idea. So I would play that and it would keep me in the mood for this even before I write or after I write or whenever. And I was dating a woman and she didn't live here. She lived in another state, and she would come and visit. And on her way, she was going back. And I told her, like, you can use my Spotify. She saw my Spotify, she was using it, and she saw the sex tape playlist on there, and she immediately, like, you trying to do some, you know what I mean? It just went left, you know what I mean? And subsequently later in the feud, she started sending our most intimate videos to all my family and friends and supervisors, and just madness, right? So in me writing an album called The Sex Tape, I had my real sex tape put out there, out into the public. And so that was irony the whole time too, you know what I mean? And also why I was trying to, and I'll be honest, this we're family now. I'll be honest that it could have been smoother. I might do it again because at the time, all that was in my head, you know what I mean? So if you go to the album, there's a lot of times I talk about how I was feeling during her sending all that out and like harassing all my friends, doing all. I have a whole 5-minute bit, 10-minute bit on the whole experience. But then I did like songs that I was trying to get back to like intimacy, but I always would bring that into it too, because you know what I mean? I didn't separate myself from the art. I should have, but I didn't. So I thought that would be part of it too. So when you hear it, it does have a little bit of aggression and a little bit of anger, but you know, that's part of relationships too, I feel, you know what I mean? So if you're like, I think that adds color to the sex tape, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you go out and get that. It's got some good gems on it, you know what I mean? It's about, I've passed the point of like trying to do like an image or some type of, I am the character, so you know what I mean? I'm brutally honest about my life. I don't like, just get it, you know what I mean? Like, I made personal vows to myself that I would never like front. And then I got older and like I see that's like I got cousins that listen to my music, so I stopped like talking about guns and murder and shit like that. I want to still be fresh without feeding poison to my people, you know what I mean, or being like a beast. That's the whole point of my music, is that I came from that and I was in that, and like how hard it is to transfer out of that, and how much there's the addicts, and then there's other addicts that are like on the other side. So how you try to like stay positive. Sex tape, dog, get that. It's good. I got a single right now, I Know It's Real. I could tell I know it's real. All about me falling in love with a girl who is a former stripper, and I was into her. Like, I really was into her. And I know it's real means like, you know, like if she was still working, she goes to work, right? But then after she gets off, me and her have our relationship, and regardless of what she does at work, I know what we do is real. You know what I mean? These tricks, they think that's real. That ain't real. You save it for me. You know what I mean? That's what it is.